So hi and welcome to my shop. Here I'm just doing the final cleanup things. I've cleaned up the cabinet on this radio, and this is just about the last thing here. So what's left to do on here is reconnect the antenna, check the radio for reception, maybe do a little bit of alignment with it. I'm not sure of that. I think it's working fairly well. It's really dirty. And then that's it, because my goal with this radio is to put the least into it. I'm not trying to make it perfect here. There we go. Looks pretty good. Okay, now, yesterday I soldered this connector on. Today it popped right off. It was not really soldered on. Not well enough, that's for sure. So I'm going to make another attempt at this. And I've got to reconnect the antenna here, so this wire that was put on there, I'm gonna remove that. Put on my own piece of wire. Go. Now we'll try this. I need a little more wire sticking out here. See if I can get it to push through the end. Where did my little vise go? Cannot spot it. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, let's try this. Pretty hard to get enough heat to flow from the soldering iron into there. The heat doesn't flow fast enough, you can't raise the temperature. Hey, just go through. It did. Okay, and we can do this the more correct way. Looks like some solder went down inside. I got a huge lump on the outside here. Not so good. Didn't work. That was a dumb move. Dumb move. Oh. Wow. That's still pretty hot. I'm just going to try to wipe off the excess solder with the cloth there. It's not really. It's never going to work. Okay. Hey, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, that's on there. Good. Now, as for the antenna, so this is somebody's technique for holding this on, because the original tape is all gone. Not much holding this. In fact, it's really being held on by its own wires here and this. I think, you know what, that's good enough. Now the fan shock connector here took a whack. Just kind of bend it back into place. Go. It was easy. Now we're going to connect this one goes through the chassis here. Where does it go? Disappears. Okay, give me a sec. This time it really is just one long second. Okay. So you see the wire going through the chassis there, kind of frayed. I suppose if it's just going to chassis ground, what does it matter? So here it is. It's not going going very far. When I wiggle the wire, this whole capacitor wiggles. It's down under it. I have no idea where that wire is going. How many places can it go? Okay, let's snoop with the voltmeter here. Hey, did Cat come in here and take my voltmeter? Okay, let's see. Okay, where's the wire? Where did the wire go? Well, not much wire there. Chassis. Well, that's pretty convincing that all it's doing is just going to the chassis somewhere down in here where I can't see it. There it is. I think I see the connection actually right down there, right to the chassis. Okay, that settles that. Now, should I bother extending this? Might not be the smartest move. This sits on here like so. It's just, it's just barely enough wire really to get there. Another piece of wire for here. Just looking at some scrappy pieces I've got. Revert to my old favorite, that's telephone quad wire. Tool can kink the wire, can nick the wire. A little tiny nick is a bad deal. Well, it feels okay. And I'm sure you really don't want these wires too long. Boy, oh boy. I don't know. You know, it's I can't bend that. The whole radio back together and then reach down in the back here with the soldering iron and tack that on. I don't think it's going to work. I think we're just talking millimeters too short. Silly little millimeter. That's from the days when we used to advertise cigarettes on TV. That was a advertisement for women's cigarettes, I believe. At least I think it was a woman smoking. Something better for that. Just a little tiny bit of sandpaper. Okay. We'll do the Western Union joint. No, not quite. Western Union cable splice. Here. I don't want to give it too much slack in the wire, it'll become a problem. good. What's happened here is I clamped both cases. I clamped the wire down around the existing solder, and then when you melt the solder away, there's nothing. The wire's not clamped to anything anymore. I don't think that's much better. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Turn it on. So next time we hear the radio, it'll be the first time with the antenna connected. Now, what kind of alignment adjustments are there? There's two here for the IF. 3 here. This one's not connected. Huh. That's. Oh, it's connected back here on the other side. These things can be. A lot of them have terminals on either side. So a radio manufacturer can choose which side. So he's used this, but on this set he's over here. So there's 3. That's quite a bit of tuning in here. Yeah, one plate looks like it's crushed in. Just pull that out a little bit. So I could fiddle with these. One of these is the oscillator. One of these is tuning the antenna. You know, it might be worth it. Even though I haven't changed all these capacitors in here. And then I've got to get underneath here, no doubt, if I'm going to do the IF. So what if we leave the IF alone? That's probably okay. We did hear the radio work. These can be adjusted easily. As long as I stay away from the local oscillator. The other 2 are just peaking things. Let's take a peek. Let's take a peek. Now, how are we going to power up the speaker here? We're going to do it with clip leads. I cleverly picked 2 clip leads the same color. That's to increase my odds of confusion. There's no polarity in a speaker like this. So there we go. I've dusted the radio off. The cabinet's all cleaned up. Looks pretty good too, actually. Let's give this a go like this. Okay, radio switched on, volume down, plugged in. It's been plugged in all this time. Put the power on. There we go. Glowing. Volume up. Hey, we got nothing. We got nothing at all. What happened? Quickly send out the cavalry. Something's happened. Uh-oh. Dead silence. What's going on here? What's going on? What's happened? What am I not thinking of? What am I doing here? Zero. I'm really suspicious somehow this isn't working right. Bad clip lead. You know, I never trust the green clip leads. Now I can disconnect this. It's on the secondary side of the secondary side of the output transformer. I think I'm okay for doing that. Oh, this is awkward. I got a handy dandy tester for something like this, but batteries are dead in it at the moment. Looks like a bad actor right here. Never trust the green clip leads. That's a good one. I find the red ones are always a lot more reliable. Let's hear it for the red ones. So the green clip leads did not use the confusion technique on me. They just used the I don't work technique. But they appear to have prevailed. Let's see. Huh. Oh, come on. What's happened? Give me a peep. Oh my gosh. No sound at all. Kind of suggests no B+. I can't believe it. Not to believe it. Okay, let's turn the power out. Not expecting this. Yeah, these do wander around. I gotta fix that right now. Frustration. Yeah, these guys might be charged up too. How am I gonna? Pretty stiff wire there. I'm just gonna strap it to one of those wires. Didn't work. I guess there was no charge in them, or boy, I would have just been sent to the moon there. But that's certainly not the problem. What is the problem? Well, there's a light bulb waiting to go in here, and this is an unusual light. That's a 120 volt light, and instead of having just one terminal on the bottom of the light, it has two terminals. See, it's a bayonet style. Put it in. Yeah, I don't have anything like that myself. Well, you don't know what's possible. I may have had this thing flipped onto phono. Pretty quiet. I think it says on the back. No, it's flipped to radio. I thought that was going to be an easy one, but no. Let's measure the B plus in here. Switch on. It's on, that's for sure. B plus in here should be about 130, something like that. Such a quiet radio just makes me think we better start with looking for the B plus. 60 is a little low. Oh, I'm on restricted power. There's 113, so all the B plus is there. What has happened to the little radio? It's so close. What dumb thing am I doing here? How do I know for sure I got this connected right? How do I know the speaker's still working? The chance of the speaker being defective is just about 0. I would say. Don't jump. Pretty silly way of doing this. What are the chances that this connector I soldered on is actually electrically not connected? Pretty much nil. Okay, output 2 is this one back in here. Yeah, is all the tubes getting warm? Yep. I better hook the speaker back up. Wait a minute, let's double check this speaker connection. Hand me a battery. Okay, most batteries, even if they're nearly dead, are going to make a pop come out of the speaker. Let's turn the radio off before I accidentally shock myself. What's going on here? That's practically a brand new battery. Okay, so the problem, the problem's with the speaker. Really? Okay, let's use the red, always reliable clip lead. And the battery. Get right on the speaker here. Really? Come on. How can the speaker quit? How can a speaker quit? I think the number of defective speakers I've come across, like dead speakers, is 0. I've certainly come across a lot with damaged cones and stuff like that. Let's put this on the resistance here. There you go. What is happening? 3 ohms. This is really throwing me off. We need some positive. Somebody bring me some positive. Bring me some clip leads. So I'm going to use the audio generator over here to pump out an audio signal. We should hear this. gosh. Okay, don't give up yet. Everything has to be proven out here. Wow! Okay, there's definitely a signal on the end of these wires. What? What's going on? There's some extra wires soldered on here. So the wires from here go in these clips, and there's wires soldered on with tails that have been cut. So who knows what went on in the history of this thing, but maybe somebody hooked up another external speaker or something. Anyway, this is working fine. What gives? You know what? This is going to turn out to be one of those things. It's just suddenly going to disappear. Everything's going to start working. Okay, can be no question about these clip leads. The set is off at the moment, so we'll turn it on. Now it's working. Oh, you know what? So if I clipped one of these clips because I was being a little lazy to the wire tail sticking out, did I do that? Did I always have one of these wire tails? Because the tails are insulated, they're like this. Would I be clipping on the insulation? Couldn't see it, looks like copper. Maybe that's all it's been all this time. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Huh. Now that's our full volume. Boy, that's pretty crappy. I don't remember if it was this quiet. Let's tip it. I think we can do it safely.
Observe this. Jamie Pulser tells us we're in for a fabulous fall forecast.
It's like a summer parting gift from Mother Nature after giving us such a crappy start to the season with all that rain. Environment Canada says the GTA could be looking at one of its longest stretches without rain this summer, up to 2 weeks of sunny days. Our meteorologist Jill Taylor weighs in.
Let's just go day by day and enjoy this summer-like air that we've got. Very moist tropical air mass over us.
The remnants of Hurricane Irma bringing this heat and a humidex near 33 by the end of the week. Fall officially arrives in just over a week. The outlook from the Weather Network suggests temperatures are going to be above seasonal across the country. Meteorologist Chris Scott is also looking ahead to winter.
A few more Colorado lows along the boundary between cold and warm mean likely more snow to go around.
I don't think so. We're still too busy summering. I'm Jamie Pulser.
Did he say snow?
Just a couple more hours before Raptors tickets go on sale.
and north. In many ways, when what are you doing right now?
Well, this is actually a really well-performing radio.
Police confirmed a 29-year-old was arrested on suspicion of fraud by false representatives. She had organized a 4-day to Ibiza in Spain with her fiancé, 27-year-old person.
So I think I'd be foolish to fool around with. I mean, it's working. It's working really quite well. I mean, how much better can it work compared to other radios in my shop? This one is definitely in the top 90 percentile. Especially for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 6 tube radio. I think it's the extra RF stage at the front end. That's really benefiting this radio. So let's just leave it all alone. Put it all back together. Again, my goal here was to do the least. Amazing, eh? All those old capacitors that you hear so much about. I'm sure a lot of people grab a radio like this and they want to fix it up, so they just change all those capacitors out right away. And it's not a bad thing to do. But the assumption that all old capacitors are bad, or that radios can't work with some badness in their capacitor fleet, it's not really the case.